4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are bringing you live action from Kentucky Motor Speedway. That's right, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series here live on Monday night. I'm Dave Everly. Sean Zulu's running a little bit late, so he'll be here shortly. But we are ready to get this kicked off here as we have less than a minute and a half until these guys will be starting gridding. Taking a look here, 26 of Steve Dutz is the man on pole here tonight. Looks like he is looking to have a good run here, so it'll be interesting to see as I take a look here at Extreme Motorsport. Their point standings right now, Travis Pryor is the man out front in the season point standing. Wally Tierheimer sitting in second. Christopher Smith third. Tommy Amassi fourth. Eli Green sitting in fifth position in points. Timothy Hamlet sixth. Garrett Helmlinger seventh. Damian Crump eighth. Brian Wasserman ninth. Caleb Daniels rounding out your top 10 in points. Last week, the week before, we saw a good race. Travis Pryor took the win. Caleb Daniels finished second. Joshua Gill in third. Jay Pryor fourth. Damian Crump that is going to round out your top 5 from last week, or from November 27th. That was going to be at Auto Club Speedway. As we are waiting, just waiting on these guys to finish up here and start gridding up as we're getting ready to go green flag racing here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of viewers out there watching here tonight. So, this is going to be fun. Good race here at Kentucky. Just waiting here as these guys get ready to grid up. As practice is now officially over, these guys are going to start gridding up here. Give us one moment here while these guys get in the car and get ready to go green flag racing. As these guys now all gridded up, ready to go green flag racing here tonight. We are looking for a fun time here tonight. Let's go over the starting grid. Starting on pole tonight, 26 Steve Dutz, Garrett Robinson starting in that second position. Andy Starcher will be starting third. Adam Eisenhower fourth. Jay Pryor starting in the fifth. The 59 of David White starting sixth. Starting 7th, Ralph Vandervoorst. Jeremy Rigney starting 8th. Caleb Daniels starting 9th. Damian Crump starting, rounding out your top 10. Starting 11th tonight, Wally Tierheimer. Garrett Helmlinger starting 12th. Brian Wasserman 13th. Vernon Markheim 14th. Dakota Craig starting 15th. Joshua Gillen starting 16th. Starting 17th tonight will be Jason Anderson. Matt Ridgway starting 18th. Starting 19th will be Tommy Amassi. Timothy McBrayer rounding out your top 20. Starting 21st, Gary Wilbert. Rick Mason 22nd. Starting 23rd, Timothy Hamlet. Andrew Riley starting 24th. Chris Boyle starting 25th. Bryce Sinasak 26th. Starting 27th, Hunter McDaniel, Vern Bradley. We got Kerry Cleaver, Travis Pryor, Thomas Chowers Jr., Eli Green, Leonard West, Hal Amy, rounding out the rest of the field. As the pace car is now moving, we are getting ready to go green flag racing once again here as they are coming off pit road for their pace lap. Gonna have an exciting race here. As it looks like we are gonna have 30 some cars out here tonight, so this is gonna be interesting. As we now come out of turn 4, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here. Waiting on the pace car to dip off. Getting ready to get these mad fast K&N cars rolling here as the pace car is off. Getting ready to go green flag racing. And boogity, 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 here we go. We are back green flag racing with Steve Dutz getting off to a good jump as they come into turn number 1. these guys are off on a start, but I tell you what, Steve Dutes got out to a good jump there, but he's got some hungry, fast guys behind him. Got Andy Starcher sitting there in second. Garrett Robinson dropping back into third position as they are single file here through our front five. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Zulu has joined us in the booth here to help call the action here tonight.
Absolutely, man. I am excited to be back. Having a little bit of a break here. There for the week 13 on iRacing. We hope everybody out there in the Dre Broadcasting chat is doing well. We hope you guys are enjoying the show this far, right here at Kentucky Speedway, so far being led by the 26 of Steve Dutes. Yeah, an amazing race to come here, Dave. These drivers running 31s to 33-second lap times, depending on the long run or tire wear. It's going to make things extra interesting. So 2 laps completed in about 1.1 to 1.2. Well, 1 minute, 2 seconds or 3 seconds. It just varies with every single lap. And right now, Dave, I'm watching the 97 of Robinson trying to occupy the outside of 19 of Andy Starcher for that second place position. Andy Starcher coming up to the front early on in the race so far, trying to pounce on the leader, 26 of Steve Dutes. And 97 of Robinson on the outside line drifts way too high, but Slingshot engaged off the exit of turn 2, crossover as well, almost engaged against Andy Starcher, but not quite. He will back it down for now, just right, and try and set him up again, as behind him he has some extra pressure from the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And looking there in the chat, Pat T is in the chat. Thank you very much, Pat. Thank you very much there, Pat T. And it's good to see you. We have Leandro Castro as well there in the chat. I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs here for the drivers, for the viewers in the chat. Travis Pryor as well did type in the chat. Good to see there, Travis. Well, he's most likely can't hear me, but he is racing. Joshua Gillen as well. Joshua Gillen in the chat. Good to see you there, buddy. All-American, good to see you as well. Welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And so far, that is it for the people who typed in the chat. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys are enjoying the show here tonight. It is going to be an amazing race. A long way to go, 122 laps. Oh, actually, it looks like Travis is not racing. My apologies. Yep, Travis Pryor is not racing tonight, but Jay Pryor is racing. But it is going to be an amazing race here tonight with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N Series. And for all the new viewers out there in the chat, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Do not be a stranger. Say something. Say hello. Type it up. And we will gladly give you a big shout out. And also let us know who exactly you're rooting for tonight, if any. And here as we speak, we just had a position change. 97 of Robinson lost some spots. Robinson is having some trouble catching a groove, catching a grip. So far, trying to fall back in line behind Eisenhower and ahead of the 80 of Jay Pryor. And Dave for the back in this pack, 77 of Brian Wassman trying to pounce on 33 of Vern Markheim. And also for the back in the pack, the brightest machine out there, the 40 of Joshua Gillen, the Kobe Eye Paints machine, is right behind the 7 of Gary Woobot. Last race we had at Auto Club, the 40 of Gillen did have some amazing luck, and is trying to carry that over to this week here tonight at Kentucky Speedway. And I heard some scraping in the back. I'm not sure who got involved. But looks like we are still green flag racing, but Andrew Riley so far is under speed a little bit, but he is finally catching back up to the 59 of David White. That's the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. And also there in the chat, a new viewer tuning in, that's Andy Ridgway. Andy Ridgway, welcome back. Rooting for Matt Ridgway. Oh, trouble on the track, 49 of Tim Hamlet, sideways. Is he gonna save it? Yes, he saves it, barely. but nice save. We are still green flag racing. If we can, Dave, let's back it up on Timothy Hamlet and see what happened.
Unfortunately, right now, Sean, I'm not going to be able to get to that replay.
Oh no, Ari's brother, but that was a save and a half by 49 of Timothy Hamlet. That is driving 101. They're tracking 101, if you will. And we have the 30 of Kerry Cleaver. Kerry Cleaver here in a brand new machine. And try and see that machine. That is actually Logitech paint scheme. That is very, very well dressed. And that machine has seen better days. It does have some right front damage on it, but still no harm done at the moment. And going a little bit further back in the pack, unfortunately we've lost one driver. Mr. Highside himself has retired for the evening here tonight, the 66 of Ralph Vanderforst, unfortunately. But we look forward to seeing this driver back again next week for next week's track. Oh, and going back to Andy Ridgway. Ridgway is rooting for Matt Ridgway. Jason Anderson as well, representing number AR-15 Racing. Copy that, AR-15 Racing with Jason Anderson and Matt Ridgway here. And status check on these two drivers. Scan this field. Matt Ridgway, the 23, currently in the 13th place spot, watching a battle in front of him between the 77 of Brian Wasserman and the 33 of Vern Markheim. And right behind them, watching the battle, is the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. In the 23, Matt Ridgway to the inside of 94 of Garrett Helmlinger, trying to follow the line of 77 of Brian Wasserman. At this point, it's all about following the fastest line, or at least the line that seems to be the fastest or faster at that point. And so far, Matt still sticking to the inside line. Did not get quite a good enough arc to turns number 1 and 2. Same as 77 of Wasserman, who is trapped on the inside. Some too wide on the exit of turn 2. That's going to be between Markheim and 59 of David White. And some 3 wide on the exit of turn number 4, 59 David White, 94 Helmlinger, and 23 of Matt Ridgway. They make it stick nice and strong, and White will take it back double wide. 94 Helmlinger drives it in way too hard, and that machine does push as a result, but he's able to keep it under control. 59 of David White sideways off turn number 2, but he's able to hang on to it surprisingly, and 98 of Dakota Craig will take advantage of that, or benefit from that, as David White did go from about, let's see, 11th place to 14th place, just right there. And speaking of 98 of Dakota Craig making some headway as we speak, is watching a battle between the 94 of Helmlinger and 23 of Matt Ridgway. At the same time, 59 of David White going back to the inside to try and take back that spot away from Dakota Craig, but bad exit off turn 2 by David White, and as a result, he will have no choice but to fall back in line and ride for now. And also 27 of Jason Anderson here so far, currently in the 16th place spot, behind the 05 of Tommy M. Massey, who in turn is following the 59 of David White. And ladies and gentlemen, this is round number 8 of 15. With that said, we have crossed the halfway mark this season here in the Pro K&N Series. And with that said, at the same time, this is go time for most drivers, trying to dethrone last season's first. Oh, contact! 59 of David White and 27 of Jason Anderson. The caution flies this time around on lap 19. Gonna see exactly what might have been involved, or what might have been the cause of that, but it was contact between the two drivers.
Well, as we go back, we're going to focus on the 59 of David White. As we put the Drake Broadcasting instant replay here to see exactly what happened. It looks like White was running the outside lane there. Oh, it looks like some contact between him and the one car there, but unfortunately he keeps it going, but just enough to bring out our first caution.
Oh man, definitely that could have been worse, but nice save by both David White and 27 of Jason Anderson, minimizing the damage the most that they could, and David White will be able to still be competitive without having to use one of his backup cars, because once again, ladies and gentlemen, these drivers, well, for the new viewers out there, the drivers do have 2 quick repairs, 2 backup cars, if you will, so they can be able to stay competitive if anything terrible were to happen to them, and basically make them less competitive. But here on the track, Steve Dutz leads everybody down pit road as we speak, and majority of the field will follow. Actually, scratch that. Everybody is on pit road. Everybody follows the lead of the leader, Steve Dutz. But we have Damien Crump. Damien Crump staying out, being shown 1 or more laps down, I believe. Yes, Damien Crump is 1 lap down. Oh, actually, Damien Crump got the wave around the pace car as we spoke right there. The lucky dog, and is back on the lead lap on lap 21. Yep, great first run indeed there, Travis Pryor, by these drivers. They're 19 laps. Can actually try and get a race interview in with one of the drivers and see exactly how the machines are handling so far. Gonna focus on the 102 of Hal Amy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the 102 of Hal Amy. How you doing tonight, Hal?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good too, thank you. Well, man, so far, heck of a performance on your part and a great race so far. Just pretty much seeing you back there riding for the most part. You did start in the you did start dead last in the 30th place spot and currently in the 21st place position. But how's the race going so far?
Seems to be going all right. Just trying to keep it together, get towards the front.
Oh, 10-4, man. That is very good to hear. And Hal, you know, the iRacing did come out with a new update when it comes to tires. With that said, the handling with these machines should have changed. How are you liking it so far?
It's not too bad. Just seems a little loose coming off.
Oh, copy that, man. That does make a lot of sense. And what do you think is the best way to counter for that and stay alive in the long run?
Stay out of it. Set into it easy.
Oh, nicely said, brother. Well, Hal, you pretty much taking it easy this far, just riding, trying to buy your time. And what are your expectations for the rest of the race after scouting the whole entire field for the first run?
Get as far up as we can. Stay in one piece.
Well, good luck to you, buddy, and see you in Victory Lane.
Yep, thank you.
And that was the 102 of Hal Amy, currently in the 21st place position. And we are now back 1 to green here this time around, being led by 26 of Steve Dutz with the help of 19 of Andy Starcher. On the outside line, 97 of Garrett Robinson with the help of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, going green this time. Exiting turn 4 this time around, the driver's getting bunched up nice and tight to avoid getting caught sleeping on the restart. The pace car dips off. Yes, pace car dips off. Steve Dude still holding pace speed. He finds that gas pedal, gets a very, very good restart against every single driver. But on the outside line, 97 of Garrett Robinson was caught sleeping, and he's trying to play catch up here before too long to try to actually defend his spot against 19 of Starcher. Actually, the inside is occupied by Andy Starcher side by side off turn 2. That slingshot engaged off the exit of 2 by Robinson. Oh, that was make contact. Entering turn 3, and as a result, 97 of Robinson is pushed up to the outside line. 3 wide, maybe? Nope. 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Not close enough to poke his nose to the inside of 19 of Starcher. And back double wide. And Andy Starcher is on a roll here tonight. He did start in the 3rd place spot and currently still in the 3rd place spot, trying to defend that spot against 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who then gets around him slightly. Yes, he does completely get around Andy Starcher at the same time. Andy's getting freight trained at a very, very fast rate, as though he's sitting on jack stands. Not sure what's going on there, but maybe it's just because he's stuck on the inside and not having the chance to go from outside to inside, to have those extra amazing entrances to these turns. Turns number 1 and turns 3. 80 of Jay Pryor to the inside of 19 of Starcher, side by side off turn 2. And we have that 10 of Caleb Daniels. Caleb Daniels as well here in the top 10, right behind the 19 of Starcher, at the same time ahead of 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. Helmlinger so far bringing a train of his own. 33, Vern Markheim 78, Jeremy Rigney 75, Wally Tiaheimer 98 of Dakota Craig, and the 7 of Gary Wubot. And when we spoke to the 102 of Hal Amy, he talked about how with this new build it has loosened the machines up. And with that said, since the machines have starting off to be loose, they just might end up becoming tighter in the long run. But we will find out here once we have another long run here coming up, and we're going to interview somebody else later on and ask exactly how the machines handled basically from now until then. And for the back here in this pack, 13 of Eli Green currently behind the 18 of Rick Mason, at the same time ahead of 49 of Timothy Hamlet. And speaking of Timothy Hamlet here was one of the drivers who got a piece of the action there, and is currently trying to just ride, take it easy so far, trying to hang on to it, as the 102 of Hal Amy lives up to his name, basically lives up to what he talked about, just taking it easy so far, just laying into the gas easily and trying to avoid upsetting the back end.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, still 29 laps to complete, 100 laps left to go. Still got some long racing here, as these guys are still running about 31, 32 second lap times.
Yep, and these lap times have started to become a little bit slower. They were running 31 second lap times in practice, but now scanning the rest of the whole, almost half the field is running 32 to 33 second lap times, and the tires are definitely starting to wear off. Or maybe the drivers are just backing it down to try and save time for the long run, but the caution flies this time around on lap 30.
That's going to be the 25 of Timothy McBrayer as we go back to the Dre Broadcasting replay. As we pull it up here, is him in the 178 where Leonard West were battling out. Oh, looks like Tim tried to arc it in, but the 78 was there. Contact made. Timothy McBrayer hard into the outside wall.
Oh man, yeah, that was unfortunate for both drivers involved, Leonard West, including Timothy McBrayer. And McBrayer blew his motor on impact. Oh, actually, no, scratch that. He's actually rolling as we speak. I heard a big loud boom, but that was him making contact with the wall on the inside. But as we speak, status check on Timothy McBrayer. He is trying to go down a pit road as we speak. Leonard West in the exact same situation. but Leonard West most likely will be getting a backup car, same as Timothy McBrayer, because that was quite the impact between the two drivers. But up front, we are still being led by 26 of Steve Dutz. Steve Dutz going down pit road. Yes, he is, and majority of the field will follow. And these drivers just pitted in about 11 laps ago, 10 to 11 laps ago, depending on the leaders and the drivers in the back of the pack. So with that said, it's safe to assume, it's safe to say that tire wear is actually not the best here tonight. And let's see, the track temp is 78 degrees Fahrenheit with the winds coming from the north 2 miles per hour with a 78-degree air temperature at the exact same time. And Steve Dutz is able to maintain that lead off pit road. Adam Eisenhower gains second place away from 97 of Robinson off pit road. Man, actually, speaking of Robinson, he has dropped back to about 5th place on pit road from 2nd. And a new viewer in the chat, we have Pac-Man. That's Pac-Man in the chat. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network there, Pac-Man. Hope you're doing well. And Pac-Man rooting for the 40 of Joshua Gillen. And so far, the drivers who have been gaining the most spots here, we do have the 94 of Hermlinger from the 12th place spot to 7th, Vern Markheim 14th to 8th. We have 7 of Gary Woolboch 21st to 9th, Tommy Amasi 19th to 10th. We have Wally Tiaheimer, actually still in the 12th place spot. Dakota Craig, 15th to 13th. Jason Anderson, 17th to 14th here. These so far are the heaviest movers. At the exact same time, Eli Green from pretty much dead last to the 21st place position this far. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat. We have somebody coming up here, a special guest, Curtis Vollmer, to the Dre Broadcasting booth. Get up there, Curtis. Curtis Vollmer, get a cup there, buddy.
Copy 10-4. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Right on. Just watching these guys go around the track tonight here.
Oh man, absolutely. It seems as though with this new build, a lot might have changed. We talked to one of the drivers who are racing the 102 of Hal Amy. He talked about how these machines have become a lot more looser than they used to be before this new update here on iRacing. But man, an amazing race to come here on with the Extreme Motorsports.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting out there tomorrow. I'm holding that second in points right now. Zach and we've been running real strong. We're looking for a good finish here before we get the chase started. But I'm watching these boys race tonight. See if I can gain a little edge.
Oh, most definitely. And when it comes down to that, you'll be running the exact same track, but with the trucks, because the Camping World Truck Series. Have you practiced any?
Yeah, we've been doing some private practice sessions. We've been hosting in over the weekend, so I think we're ready to go.
Oh, most definitely, man. That is good to hear. And yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see exactly how you guys adapt to the track with this new build that just got released by iRacing. As right now, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by 26 of Steve Dutz with the help of the 8-0 of Jay Pryor. On the outside line, Adam Eisenhower with the help of 19 of Andy Starcher going green, this time by. On the exit of turn 4, the pace car dips off and Steve Dutz wastes no time. Some bad wheel spin, deadly wheel spin by 86 of Adam Eisenhower, but no harm done. Still green flag racing. He does secure the spot against the 8-0 of Jay Pryor and maintains, keeps him back there in that 3rd place spot for now. And what I've noticed here so far, Curtis, is that these drivers are going to take while they can, because once those tires go away, it's over.
Oh yeah, it's all about getting it on the restarts. That's the biggest chance you can get a couple, you know, and it's real quick and easy. It gets harder as the run goes on. It gets harder and harder.
Oh, absolutely, man. And yeah, the quick reaction times do really pay off when it comes down to it. And you saw right there, Steve Dutz got a good restart, and Adam Eisenhower saw it coming in time to maintain that second place spot. And as we speak, in 97 of Robinson trying to navigate the outside line. What I've noticed about the outside line there tonight so far, Curtis, is that it hasn't come into play as much as these drivers would like to, because every driver we've seen go to the outside has pretty much lost spots and time.
Yeah, all it does is take you off your game just a little bit and change up your line, and then it could cost you 2-3 spots easy, you know, and it's all about momentum. All about momentum's key.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, and as we see right now, Garrett Robinson trying to get the outside line to work. He's actually riding the middle to high line, opposed to the majority of the field riding the inside to middle lane. And as we speak, he's catching up to the 10 of Caleb Daniels this far, and that machine is filling up the rear view of Daniels, and Daniels will be motivated enough to keep his foot down the floorboard and avoid losing that spot to the 97 of Garrett Robinson. And for the back in this pack, 33, Vern Markheim trying to crack the top 10, trying to have his first appearance in the top 10 behind the 75 of Wally Tiaheimer, who is holding the door and the keys to the top 10. And speaking of the outside line right there, Curtis, we have the 40 Joshua Gillen, 23 of Matt Ridgway. Well, actually, 23 Matt Ridgway was able to make a pass against the 40 of Joshua Gillen. As difficult as it is to make a pass on the outside line, he was able to make that stick nice and strong. And as we speak right now, 40 of Joshua Gillen trying to pounce on 23 of Matt Ridgway. At the same time, got loose off the exit of turn 2 and lost all his speed.
Yeah, that's some tight racing. Oh, when he gets loose there coming out of 4.
Oh man, yeah, that's Damian Crump spun out sideways, and the caution flies on lap 39.
Well, as we pull up the Dre broadcast and replay, we're going to focus on the 44 Damian Crump. Looked like he got some contact with that apron, and it just brought him around there. As he got a little too close to that yellow line coming in through the turn. Yes, he does. He just barely touches that apron. The 28 of Chris Boyle's nowhere to go. But he does a good job at keeping it off the wall. Everybody gets around him. That is going to be our third caution of the night.
Oh, yep, nice save by Damian Crump, but a heavy dent in the rear end of that machine, but not enough to do too much harm when it comes down to top end, or anything for that matter. But up front, Steve Dutz staying out. Nope, Steve Dutz leading everybody down pit road this time around with only 9 laps on their tires and tank, and everybody will follow. And status check on the 25 of Timothy McBrayer. Timothy McBrayer was involved in the last caution we had, and unfortunately is still on pit road as we speak, 4 laps down in the 29th place position. And the driver is still in the machine, so his pit crew is still hard at work trying to straighten that machine out. So hopefully they have enough time to get that machine back up and running, so it can be able to do some more damage to the field here tonight in terms of competition. But up front, Steve Dutz. Actually, Steve Dutz just lost the lead off pit road by Andy Starcher and Adam Eisenhower. Yep, Adam Eisenhower taking over the race lead this time by on lap 41.
Yeah, I seen that. Even coming out of the pits there, he was taking a little bit of the notes from the 48 team as they always beating them people down pit road. That's key.
Absolutely. And I should admit there, Curtis, you guys definitely, when it comes to your team, or you as a driver, your crew chief, knows how to get the job done quickly on pit road. Because every single time we notice, every time we talk about you, when it comes to green flag pit stops, you're always having the fastest pit stop every single time.
Yeah, races are won everywhere, you know, on and off pit road. make up some big time there. You know, I've had some key spots go from third to first, makes a big difference. And now with the new update, you have pit crews coming out and around you, so it makes it way more difficult to get in there and get those spots. They're going to be real key to getting in and out in good time.
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. And yeah, very, very important indeed when it comes to those pit stops. And looking at scanning the field right now there, Curtis, we had 2 drivers take only 2 tires, namely Adam Eisenhower took 2 tires, including the, that's going to be the 31 of Andrew Riley as well with 2 tires, but everybody else taking 4 tires. So with that said there, Curtis, we're going to have to watch out for Adam Eisenhower and see exactly how this affects him.
Yeah, 2 tires. I don't know. We'll see how that calls out, but it is early. You know, still a lot going on. These guys are still trying to figure things out, see what they're going to do. You know, later on in the strategy for the race.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, it does come down to all that tire conservation, and with the way we've seen Adam Eisenhower, he usually ends up. I should say last season he ended up burning up his stuff from early on in the race and ended up suffering in the long run. But this season he's found his, I should say he's found his groove this season. Basically, he's saving more tires than burning. And the lights on the pace car do turn off. We are back to 1 to green this time around, and the leader on the outside, Adam Eisenhower. The leaders do have lane choice. So Adam Eisenhower, with the help of the that's going to be the 80 of Jay Pryor on the inside, 19 Andy Starcher, with the help of the 26 of Steve Dutz. And just like you had talked about there, Curtis, the last restart, they have to be on their toes because you can lose or gain spots on these restarts. So let's see exactly who has their A game.
Yeah, that inside line looks like it's always, you know, the one to take. Sometimes you take the outside. In this position, I'd definitely take the inside as you see him coming out of 1 or 4 here, getting ready to go.
Yep, that pace car dipping off. Yes, pace car dips off. Adam Eisenhower still holding that pace speed. He finds that gas pedal. Everybody sees it coming. Oh, not quite. And so far, 19 of Andy Starcher was caught sleeping, but 26 of Steve Deuce to the rescue. Gives him a bump to life. And we are green flag racing on lap 44 with 85 laps remaining. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, we take our first commercial break of the evening so you guys can get your first run of popcorn and refreshments, and so we can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pit Light 125. That's the Pit Light 125, round 8 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series, brought to you by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys who'd like to be a part of the action, meaning you'd like to be a driver behind one of the wheels of these machines, either the Track Series, the K&N Series, the Xfinity Series, or the Cup Series, or even the Road Series that they have going on at the exact same time as this Pro K&N Series, check them out at extrememotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X, extrememotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race, we are under caution, and we had some contacts between Eli Green and Jason Anderson, which did cause a chain reaction and giving us the caution, but that was very minimal, only about 3 drivers involved in that, but that definitely could have been worse. Well, here we are still being led by 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who decided to stay out, and as a result, everybody behind him, well, majority of the field, followed his lead and stayed out. So we have Adam Eisenhower still in the lead, 19 Andy Starcher second, Steve Dutz third, Jay Pryor fourth, and Caleb Daniels in the 5th place position.
I think everybody back on 4 tires now here might be the call. Oh, 2-tire takers, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so far we had an about, let's see, that was a 5 to 6 lap shootout on Adam Eisenhower's 2 tires, and he did quite well. But that's most likely not good enough to determine how good or bad that might be. But absolutely, man, 4 tires is always the way to go if you can do that. 4 tires is always the way to go, and you're gonna see exactly what happens once we go back. Green flag racing so far, 49 laps completed and 80 laps remaining here in tonight's race. And I should say, Curtis, you know, drivers like 19 of Andy Starcher, we have Jeremy Rigney, including Vern Markheim. These drivers have always seemed to be drivers who decide to start in the back of the pack and charge up to the front later on, but tonight something changed.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. You start in the back, and I'll tell you what, it's hard to get your way, you know, through the traffic and everything, and stuff happens that you may not know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden you're caught up in it, and now you got damage, and you're trying to rebound, and I mean, a lot can change. Starting up front is definitely the way to go.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, and also when he starts starting from the back like that, most drivers, like I've noticed sometimes when it comes to you in the Track Series, you might end up starting in the back on a restart or 2, maybe after getting caught up in some incident, and by the time you work your way through the field, you already have burned up your stuff by the time you get into the leader.
Yeah, you're driving a lot harder than you are up front. A wise owl once told me, qualify up front, you stay up front, it's a lot easier, and I'll tell you what it is.
Oh, absolutely, man. And yep, these drivers who are all up front pretty much stay up front all race long unless they get involved in anything. But as we speak here, exiting turn 4, going green this time around, the pace car dipping off. The pace car dips off, and 86 of Adam Eisenhower finds that gas, but a great restart by Eisenhower. 26 of Steve Dutz gets a good restart again against 19 of Andy Starcher this time around, and Andy for the second place spot against 8-0 of Jay Pryor. Jay Pryor high and dry on the outside line, third to fourth place before the exit of turn number 2, and 26 of Steve Dutz trying to fall back in line to take back the race lead.
Yeah, it looked like the 19 got a little loose there on that restart, and that 26 was nice enough to give him a little bit of room, a little bit of a push, get him going again.
Yep, I've noticed that there is a lot of wheel spin going on these restarts. These drivers definitely trying to be on their toes, because that wheel spin is very deadly. It could be deadly. For example, if 19 of Starcher had spun out, that would most likely have been the big junk here in tonight's race on just that restart itself. And 28 of Chris Voigt for the back in this pack as we speak, currently in the 14th place spot behind 77 of Brian Wasserman. At the exact same time, Voigt is being approached by the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. And Curtis, it seems to be difficult to make passes at this track. Basically, you have to do it at the right time. You have to set up the drivers in front of you. Basically, this is promoting a lot of single file racing until the drivers are able to set each other up.
Yeah, I mean, momentum's key. You know, you're watching that outside groove. It's kind of working its way in. You know, later on as we put rubber down on the track, it's going to change these grooves. It's going to change how everybody's running, how you're diving in the corners. And also that aerodynamics when you get in somebody's draft, you know, it's going to change a lot.
Oh, definitely, man. And we can see right now some drivers who are trying to use some of that little draft that there is. 7 of Woolbot almost gets into the back. Actually, that's 77 of Brian Wassman. Almost into the back of 59 of David White, but no harm done. Well, not to anybody else but himself. He will go from about 13th place to 15th in one lap, as he almost scrapes the inside or the right side of 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Drag race throughout this front straightaway, entering turn number 1.
Yeah, we got a battle up front also. You know, Steve's still poking his nose in there on the 19, trying to get that spot. You know, just, it's so hard to pass here. You know, you've got to pick your spots. And, I mean, it's holding everybody up. It looks like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, they're all right there.
And with a track like this, what it seems like, for example, at this point, we have the 80 of Jay Pryor in the 4th place spot. So his best bet so far is for the 2 drivers in front of him, 26 of Steve Dutz and Andy Starcher, to battle it out, so he can be able to follow the line. That seems to be the faster one. In this case, most likely the inside line, as we see Steve Dutz on the outside slingshot engaged off turn 2 and side by side right behind 86 of Eisenhower.
Yeah, watch that outside line. It's going to prevail. 26 going out of the outside. Get a good run out of that corner. You know, and get up in that draft. We'll watch him get right up on the 1st place here. Here he goes. Sets him up in there. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, make contact. Oh, man, they make contact, and 86 of Adam Eisenhower has been sent up the track. He will go from 1st place to 5th place here in one lap. Well, he is holding 4th for now against 97 of Robinson. No harm done. Nice save by both drivers, Eisenhower and Dutz. And as we speak here, Eisenhower trying to catch his groove, trying to catch a grip. Back up, he goes to 5th place. And next in line is the 10 of Caleb Daniels, trying to get what might seem to be a free lunch program.
Yeah, here we go. Another change for the lead. 19 inside. I don't know if he's got a little bit of damage there, but they outside. Here it goes. Prevailing again, but there might be some damage there.
Oh man, yep, Andy Starcher lost some time there on the exit of turn 2, and the 8-0 of Jay Pryor will try and take advantage of that at the exact same time. Pryor is going to bring the 97 of Robinson with him, but Robinson will stick to the outside to most likely try and have a good entrance to turn 1.
It looks like everybody's straightened back out now, settled back in. That was got a little crazy there for a minute.
And I should admit there, Curtis, with the way we had seen Steve Dutz, the way he was able to make up that much time against the previous leader, Adam Eisenhower, something tells me it was because of the tire difference. Basically, Adam Eisenhower deciding to take 2 tires 19 laps ago, while Steve Dutz took 4 tires 19 laps ago.
Yeah, you watch him now. I mean, it doesn't look like there was too bad a contact there. He did a real good job at saving it. But those two tires just, as the long run persists or goes on, you know, it just eats away at him. It makes it real difficult.
Yep, that long run plus the left front damage he sustained on that machine from the contact. That left front damage will affect the rotation. Oh, he taps the apron, goes a little bit sideways, but he's able to hang on to that regardless. Nice save again, Adam Eisenhower, and still maintaining the 6th place spot against the 78 of Jeremy Rigney. And for the back in this pack, we have the it's going to be the 44 of Damien Crump, and this driver right here, Curtis Damien Crump, was a lap down before the first caution, but is now back on the lead lap in the 17th place spot, trying to make up as much time as he can.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, going down 1 lap is okay. You know, you could probably make that back up. You go down 2 laps, you're in trouble. You're fighting that thing all night long, and as the night goes on, it gets harder and harder. So that's good to see him back up on the lead lap.
Oh, absolutely, man. It makes it even more difficult when there are a lot of drivers a lap down, when you're 2 laps down, because then you know your best bet is to end up behind the pace car under one of the cautions, so you can be able to get that wave run. But at the exact same time, when you do that, that is gambling, because you won't be able to pit in.
Yeah, we've seen lots of you know, people pitting in and cautions coming out and catching a lot of people lap down, and a lot of crazy events could happen. You know, you never know, especially under green flag pits, which we got a nice green flag run going on here.
Yeah, and these drivers here do have a 50% fuel limit, that is 50%, so pit stops should kick in here in the next 15 to 20 laps. So fingers crossed for that, ladies and gentlemen. And like Curtis Vollmer had talked about there early on, a race can be won or lost on pit road, so those pit stops are very, very crucial.
Yeah, with halfway, you know, now they know kind of what they've got. The whole fuel mileage, that's going to start playing in the you know, into the game, whether they pit now or later or earlier or quicker. You know, it's all going to start happening from here on out.
And Curtis, when it comes down to the pit stops, green flag pit stops, for example, as an experienced driver here on iRacing, what do you think is the best? How do you determine whether or not to go down pit road? Is it when it comes down to, do you decide to run your tank dry or follow the majority of the field, or maybe you have your own strategy in mind always?
Yeah, you know, everybody has their own little strategy, and also the scenarios. You know, whatever scenario you're thrown into, are you way ahead? You know, are you far back? Are you trying to gain a couple seconds to get in front of somebody? You know, there's so many factors that you got to throw in there. But you know, if I'm trying to get off on a guy a couple seconds, I'm right behind him, and I just can't pass him. I'm pitting early. I'm going in. I'm getting those 4 freshies. I'm coming out quicker. You know, he's gonna have to go back in. And then, and that's if we're getting down to the end, you know, my last, second, or third pit stop. So it all depends on that fuel mileage too. You know, if I think I can make it, I'm definitely going to stretch it out. You know, and there's some races where I've tried it and it's paid off. But the cautions are huge. You got to watch out, because that'll catch you.
Oh, copy that, man. And very, very nicely said from an experienced driver here on iRacing. And with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, yeah, those scenarios definitely are the most important things when it comes to determining exactly what to do. And as we speak here this far, Steve Dute still in the lead with a 7/10 lead against second place driver 97 of Garrett Robinson. Robinson here so far trying to hold off the 19 of Andy Starcher. Andy Starcher will try and pounce here before too long against Robinson. And also one thing to keep in mind here is that catching a driver is one thing, but getting around them is another.
Yeah, we've seen it from time and time in. Everybody diving in down in the corner, and then you just don't get that runoff, you know, and they do. And it's real hard to pass. So it's all about maybe getting that run off the corner, trying to get them on the back stretch, you know, set them up for the next corner.
And also when it comes down to it, you know, the options when it comes to passing, you know, besides the one you talked about where, you know, setting drivers up, trying to get a run on them on the exit of these turns. When it comes to the bump and run, do you think that's the bump run is as effective as people say it is?
I'll tell you what, a clean car wins the race every time. A little bump and run, it could affect your car, and then now you're slow and slow and slow. You just watch yourself go back. So clean car wins the race every time. That's the #1 goal.
Yeah, that explains exactly why the bump and run is so uncommon or unpopular here in iRacing. Oh, the caution flies on lap 69. We're going to see exactly who might have been involved.
Well, unfortunately, that's going to involve the 102 of Hal Amy here as we put the Dre Broadcasting instant replay. So we're going to go back and take a look, see what happened to Hal. Oh, looks like it just broke loose there on the inside. Let's see if we can get a better angle of it here. As he comes into the turn. Oh, he gets on the apron. That apron's not your friend. That brings the back end around. He tries to save it, but up into the outside wall he goes. But looks like everybody else is able to get around him.
Oh, absolutely, man. Great awareness by everybody on the track, and very unfortunate for Hal Amy. And heavy smoke from the rear end by Hal Amy as it tries to go down to pit road. Hopefully he's able to keep those temps low enough to avoid hearing a big loud boom from the rear end and that smoke all disappearing, but he should be able to make it.
Yeah, that Coors Light can's looking a little crinkled.
Oh, yes, it is. But fortunately enough, here with these two backup cars these drivers have here in the Pro K&N Series, he should be back up and running in no time. And the good thing about this track being 1.5 miles in length there, Curtis, is that he won't be going a lap down.
Yeah, hopefully he's got a backup car here. He'll just get back out there and he'll be fresh, ready to go. But now he's got to watch himself. Be careful.
Unfortunately, the 97 of Garrett Robinson slid through his pit box and hit the wall. Had to back up. That's going to cost him a lot of time down there on pit road.
Oh man, yes it will, and yes it is costing him so much time. He went down pit road in second place on exits in about, I'm gonna see once it updates.
He's going to sit at 9th position coming off pit road.
Yikes, 7 positions lost. That's 7 positions lost on pit road. Very, very unfortunate for the 97 of Garrett Robinson. And speaking of Garrett Robinson, this is actually interesting. It's showing him with a 4.4 second pit stop, Dave. Is that right?
No, he ended up taking 4 tires. I'm not sure. Let's see, Garrett Robinson. I'm showing him with a 18.2 second pit stop, actually.
Oh, I apologize. That was a glitch on my end. Yep, took 4 tires, full tank of gas, and he's going to be trying to make up those 7 spots back once we go back to green flag racing. But Steve Dutz was able to maintain the lead off pit road. Jay Pryor second. Actually, scratch that.
I think we got a penalty.
Yeah, I think he got a penalty. He's going to the back end of the field.
Oh man, very unfortunate for the 26 of Steve Dutz. He'll have to do it all over again. Well, I mean, he was up front all race long, so he's going to have to work his way back to the front of the field. But the good thing about this again there, Curtis, is that the race is still young, 57 laps remaining.
Yeah, he can still recover. He's got a real fast car. He's proven it tonight, you know, so we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, getting stuck back there, though, things do happen. And we have some cautions breed cautions. Let's not hope.
Oh, absolutely, man. Fingers crossed that those cautions will not breed cautions indeed. And the last run we just had, the drivers had about 30 to 32 laps on their tires and tanks. And so we're going to be still, something tells me if we go green all the way, we'll still be needing one more pit stop in order for the drivers to be able to make it the remainder of the way. And we have some new viewers in the chat. We have Tama S rooting for the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Welcome back, Tama. We have Hal Amy unfortunately retired. Hal Amy is racing tonight. Did he retire? Nope, Hal Amy is still racing tonight. Looks like it might be somebody else using his account, but Hal Amy as well is in the chat. Good to see you there, buddy. Good to see you, Hal. And also Lee Rigney in the chat, rooting for the 78 of Jeremy Rigney. Good to see you guys. Well, we are back 1 to green this time, being led by 19 of Andy Starcher with the help of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, the 80 of Jay Pryor with the help of the 33 of Vern Markheim. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a special treat from the Dre Broadcasting Network, the Crank It Up Cam. Turn up those speakers, turn up those headphones, turn up that volume, and enjoy these mighty machines sing as one. Coming up on this restart, Crank It Up Cam. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the Crank It Up Cam, courtesy of the Dre Broadcasting Network with David Everly. We hope you guys enjoyed listening to these machines sing as one or roar as one in a pack. And here, going back to the race, we are being led by 19 of Andy Starcher. The restart was kind of jacked up there. One driver on the outside was caught sleeping, and that did cause a chain effect further down the line. But as we speak, actually just now speaking that, as I was speaking, a lead change. Adam Eisenhower takes over the race lead this time around against the 19 of Andy Starcher, now in second place. Jay Pryor third, Caleb Daniels fourth, and Matt Ridgway rounds up top 5. Oh, and the caution flies on lap 79. Gonna see exactly who might have been involved. Oh, definitely, man. Nice save by these by all the drivers, especially the 7 of Gary Woobot, who had the counter steering 101 taking place during the whole entire thing. But that definitely could have been worse. And here as we speak up front, Adam Eisenhower still leading this thing with 49 laps remaining, 80 laps completed, and Adam leading everybody down pit road with only 10 lap old tires, and everybody will follow.
Yes, looks like those 2 tires paid off. You know, he's staying up front. He's been up front now, and now everybody will get recycled on tires and fuel. And we'll see. Probably got 1 more to go after this still.
Yep, 1 more sounds about right. And with that 1 more pit stop coming up, something tells me, Curtis, there'll be enough room for drivers to basically take less gas, or take enough gas. Well, take a specific amount of gas, basically, which means less time on pit road and more time racing.
Yeah, and 86, Adam Eisenhower, he comes into the pits hot, runs it too far forward, has to back up, loses a lot of pit road spots there.
Yep, he entered in the lead and comes out in the 4th place spot, right behind the 19. Actually, that's 23 of Matt Ridgway. Oh, Matt Ridgway's first appearance on the podium here tonight. Matt Ridgway has come a very, very long way here tonight from 18th place to currently in the 4th place position. Actually, hold on. Now that's a lapped machine I'm looking at. That's the 25 of Timothy McBrayer in the 29th place spot after starting in the 20th place spot. But he is being shown 6 laps down, unfortunately. And last time we checked on Timothy McBrayer, he was on pit road with his pit crew hard at work trying to get that machine back to life. But going back to Matt Ridgway gaining 15 spots this far and 3 more spots to the lead. Oh, without a doubt, man. Yep, he has come a very, very long way from the back. Like you had talked about, he was the pole sitter here tonight and has been a fast driver. He's been fast pretty much all race long. So keep fingers crossed for Steve Dutz. But now he's going to be come up to some heavy traffic. When I say heavy traffic in this case means heavy traffic that will not move out of the way. Basically, it's going to be difficult because the drivers are all fast. He's coming up to drivers with the exact same pace as he has, namely Wally Tierheimer, Jeremy Rigney, Andrew Riley, Brian Wasserman, Dakota Craig, Vern Markheim, and Jason Anderson. And I'm not saying the drivers behind him at this point do not have quite the same pace, but he was able to make up quite a little bit of time during that.
We got a lot of good drivers back there, you know, Tommy Amathi in 16th, Timothy Hamlet, all these guys looking to get up there in that top 10 spot with fast cars.
Oh yeah, and speaking of the 05 of Tommy Amathi, he had a heck of a start to the season, and so far he was doing well. He was actually leading in points for quite a while there before Travis Pryor took over the point standings. And speaking of those point standings, we have Travis Pryor still leading in points, Wally Tierheimer second in points, Christopher Smith third, Tommy Amathi fourth in points, Eli Green fifth, Timothy Hamlet sixth, Garrett Helmlinger, that's Garrett Helmlinger 7th, Damian Crump 8th, Brian Wasserman 9th, and Caleb Daniels rounding up the top 10 in the points. But Tommy Amathi trying to get back up there in points to try and compete for that championship to dethrone 57 of Hunter McDaniel, first ever champion of the Pro K&N Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Well, up front, we are back 1 to green, a new lineup on the outside line, the 10 of Caleb Daniels with the help of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, on the inside line 19 of Starcher with the help of the 23 of Matt Ridgway. We are going green this time around. Well, Curtis, do the honors.
All right, here he backs him up, and then we go green now. He takes him out here on 19, going to the inside. Up top, looks like he kind of was sleeping there a little bit, but you know that happens. Here we go on the inside. Let's see what they do when they figure out in one. Looks like a real good restart, side by side. Watch out there. Here comes Adam on the outside.
Yep, and you talked about the outside line caught sleeping, and we had Caleb Daniels. Oh, contacts to 86 of Adam Eisenhower, 23 of Matt Ridgway. No harm done. That does push Adam up the track, and at the same time, 23 of Ridgway, and the caution flies on lap 84. Gonna back it up behind these drivers. Actually, it was behind Adam Eisenhower and Matt Ridgway. Gonna see exactly who was involved.
Oh yeah, Gary Wolbolt, he's all crinkled up. A lot of drivers involved now. That was a big one.
Oh, absolutely. That is a big one. Actually, that ended up becoming a 4-wide incident while the 7 of Woolbot was sideways on the outside line. But very unfortunate for all drivers involved. That collected Tommy Amasi. That also collected the 40 of Joshua Gillen, Gary Woolbot, and 30 of Kerry Cleaver, who got a little bit of a piece of that, just a scratch from it, but not too much harm from that. But yep, that is going to be our 7th caution of the evening here on lap 85 with 44 laps remaining. But up front, we are being led still by Andy Starcher, who decides to stay out. And as a result, the majority of the field will follow his lead. And I do not blame these drivers for staying out, Curtis, because they only pitted in 5 laps ago.
Yeah, they're starting to come down to that spit. You know, they're going to want to hit that mark. They're going to count it backwards from here on out. So, you know, they don't want to pit too early. You don't have to pit again. So they'll definitely get to stay out a little bit here. And then now we can probably get into some 2-tire and only take so much fuel. You know, so it's going to change the strategy all up here. And I'll tell you what, they did a heck of a job on that evading all those drivers and stuff. Hats off to them for using that brake pedal.
Oh, definitely, man, because, you know, usually when it comes to tracks like high banking tracks, basically like Charlotte, we have Talladega, Daytona. Most people believe, you know, keep your foot down the floor and hope that the wreck is cleared by then. And one driver got to wave around the pace car. That's 59 of David White. David White back on the lead lap on lap 86. So great job, 59 of David White. Actually, I did not even notice he was a lap down, unfortunately. But it is great to see him back on the lead lap. And status check on 13 of Eli Green. Eli Green was up front there early on, but now is in the 27th place spot behind the 25 of Timothy McBrayer. And last time we checked on Timothy McBrayer, he was 6 laps down, but he got 1 lap back. He is 5 laps down, still in 29th.
Yeah, we got, what do we got here? We got 28 cars on the lead lap. That's, you know, a real good field. Everybody's out there racing hard tonight. You know, we've had a few cautions, but it doesn't look like it's been too bad.
Oh, no, it hasn't, man. Yeah, these drivers pretty much first half of the race were getting used to the machine's handling with the changing conditions lap after lap when it comes to the track, but so far doing amazing. And surprisingly, you know, we talked to 102 of Hal Amilok. We talked to you about there, Curtis, early on. He talked about how these machines were loose, but these guys seem to be handling them quite well.
Yeah, they're, you know, all the cars, everything's changing. You know, everybody's off. You know, when you take a break and you come back to it, it's kind of, everybody's eager to get back racing and stuff. Everybody's trying to still figure it out. And then now with the new update and everybody trying to still figure it out, it definitely threw an interesting, you know, kink into the race tonight.
And as an experienced driver, Curtis, you know, we notice you're always fast at every single track that we travel to. With that said, what do you prefer, a loose machine or a tight one?
Well, you know, it depends. You know, night and day. It just depends on how the car's handling. You know, I mean, I like a loose car. You know, you can get back on it, kind of ride that thing out. You know, I like you know, seems to be my, as the run goes on, it gets better for us. You know, Samson Motorsports puts real good cars underneath us. We got the Wall Auctioneers, you know, on there this year, and we've been blessed with some real good fast cars. You know, I mean, my teammate Zach, we've all been fast. You know, so it's going to be interesting with the chase coming up here. You know, we only got a couple more races left. We got a good road course coming up. It's going to make things real interesting. But yeah, a loose car for me all the way.
Oh, man. After all, they do say loose is fast. But very nice, very nicely said and explained from an experienced driver yourself. Curtis Bum up in the Dre broadcasting booth once again, ladies and gentlemen. And we hope you guys are enjoying the show this far with 40 laps remaining. Well, 40 laps remaining once we go green this time around, and 88 laps completed. And Travis Pryor checking back in the chat. Good to see they're still in the chat, Travis. And Hal Amy, that's actually Hal Amy the third, the son to Hal Amy, who is racing tonight. So Hal Amy the third, it is nice to meet you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome. And going green this time by off turn 4, Andy Starcher controlling the pace. The pace car dips off, and Starcher finds that gas pedal. He catches everybody off guard. And 23 Matt Ridgway tries to go up to the outside line. Yes, he goes the outside, leaving enough room for 86 of Adam Eisenhower to occupy his inside second place before turn number 1. And that might have been a mistake by 23 of Matt Ridgway. He goes from second place to 5th place, maybe 6th place in 1 lap.
Yeah, it was real interesting to see the 19 take the outside on that line, but you know, he got that big jump on him, and he's going to save some tires here right on that middle line. Watch these guys battle it out, try and catch him.
Yep, and so far his biggest victim, biggest opponent is the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Eisenhower still has the left front damage on his machine, but does not seem to be affecting that machine negatively whatsoever, as he gets a good run off the exit of turn 2 against Andy Starcher and makes up actually 0.2 of a second against Andy Starcher. And off turn 4, he will try and do the exact same thing. Different race lines being taken by these two drivers. Adam Eisenhower bottom to outside line, while Andy middle lane to outside lane. And as a result, Adam Eisenhower does kind of gain a lot of time against Starcher, but Starcher still just trying to take it easy and ride his line.
Yeah, oh, Adam Eisenhower, he's digging on the bottom there. He's really using up those tires, so you know, you got to watch it. He's got to take care of them tires. Gonna have a nice long green run here. There he goes down to the bottom inside. He's getting a lot of speed though. You know, he's carrying a lot of speed into the corner. Not so much out of there, but he gets up in that draft there, and he can just ride right with them.
Yep, it's always an interesting decision to make when it comes down to it. So it always comes down to what your priorities are as a driver. Do you want to be... Oh, he gets a good run against the 19 of Andy Starcher. Goes to his outside. They make contact. Holy cow, that could have been ugly. Pit maneuver almost. It was avoided though. No harm done. And Starcher crossed over, moving engaged by Adam Eisenhower to his inside line, side by side, off turn 4.
Yeah, he's going to give him the crossover here, but that momentum on the 19, he's just still out there. I'll tell you what though, I think 86 has got something for him here going into 1. Watch him dive right in there.
Yep, not close enough to make it stick just yet, but a good run against him on the exit of turn 2, yes, and he gets ever closer to his rear view and his back bumper to his inside now, side by side, entering turn 3 has almost exchanged paint, left and right, Adam Eisenhower and Andy Starcher, but on the exit of turn 4, Slingshot engaged with a high sideline advantage by Andy Starcher against Adam Eisenhower, and Curtis, look at this, because they were battling so much, Garrett Robinson right behind them.
Yeah, look who joined the pack. He says, I want some. When you're battling like that, you're looking in the mirror, you're looking, I mean, there's lots going on. You're not focusing on your lap, and it makes it hard. So that 97, he's creeping in. He says he wants to play as well.
And his best bet right now, I'm pretty sure what he's really hoping for is for the top 2 drivers, Starcher and Eisenhower, to battle it out so they can end up burning up their stuff more. And that will be free lunch program for him being Garrett Robinson. And here, let's see, 34 laps remaining, 95 laps completed. And actually, Robinson brought the 10 of Caleb Daniels with him at the exact same time. Caleb Daniels is pulling the 8-0 of Jay Pryor at the exact same time. Top 5 drivers this far. And 33, Verd Markheim, Brian Wasserman. We have Wally Tierheimer, Steve Dutz. Oh, Steve Dutz, all the way from dead last to 14th place, now to 9th place. And the caution flies on lap 96 with 33 laps left. We're gonna see exactly who might have been involved. Oh man, absolutely. That was unfortunate for both drivers involved in that. Damien Crump and the 28 of Chris Voiles. And great job to the drivers minimizing that damage, or minimizing that incident the best that they could. But up front, Andy Starcher still leading, Adam Eisenhower second, Garrett Robinson third, Caleb Daniels fourth, and Jay Pryor in the fifth place spot. And 17 laps completed on their run, on their tires and tanks, these drivers. So something tells me they should be going down pit road this time around. Yes, Andy Starcher leads everybody down pit road this time. And again, everybody will follow except for the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Let's see, Joshua Gillen. Yes, Joshua Gillen staying out right behind the pace car. But we will not be shown as a new race leader just yet. Only if it says one more lap. But is being shown in the fourth place spot behind the 97 of Garrett Robinson. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Pit Light 125. That's the Pit Light 125, round 8 of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N Series, brought to you by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for all those who are new in the chat, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we are live at least 5 nights a week, so you guys are kept entertained almost every single night of the week. And for all those interested in being a part of the action here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, just to give you an idea of what Extreme Motorsports 99 does, on Monday nights they have a Pro K&N Series and a Road Series at the exact same time. On Tuesday nights, a Camping World Truck Series. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, Pro K&N Series and Truck Series. It's brought to you live by the Dre Broadcasting Network. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, Xfinity Series on Wednesdays. Thursday nights is the Cup Series. Both Wednesdays and Thursdays brought to you by Online Sim Racing Network. That's the Online Sim Racing Network, OSR Network, on YouTube by Joe White and David Everly on Wednesday nights as well. And once again, that's ExtremeMotorsports99.com, and you will not be disappointed, so please check them out. But up front, Steve Dutz, Andy Starcher was able to maintain that race lead. Steve Dutz second, Caleb Daniels third, Garrett Robinson fourth, and Jay Pryor in the fifth place spot. And speaking of Steve Dutz has come a very long way. Last time we checked on Dutz, he was in 9th place, but now in 2nd place behind the leader, 19 of Andy Starcher. And now we have Kerry Cleaver behind the pace car. Kerry Cleaver in the 30 machine. He got a brand new machine, because last time we checked on him, he had some heavy damage on it. But that machine now is very clean, spotless, if you will, without a single scratch on it. It will most likely should be coming to 1 to green this time by. We have 30 laps remaining with 96 laps completed. Actually, 99 laps completed. Yes, we are back 1 to green. The lights on the pace car are turned off, and Kerry Cleaver gets the waiver on the pace car, and we are being led still by Andy Starcher with the help of the 10 of Caleb Daniels. On the outside, Steve Dutz with the help of 97 of Garrett Robinson, and status check on 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Adam Eisenhower is nowhere to be seen here in the top 5. He is actually in the sixth place position behind the 97 of Garrett Robinson, so he lost a lot of time on pit road again this time around, unfortunately. And we have Tommy Massey moving up to 11th place, Timothy Hamlet 10th place, Jeremy Rigney 9th, Brian Wasserman 8th, Vern Markheim 7th. We have Dakota Craig, Wally Tierheimer 12th and 13th. Andrew Riley 14th. And Jason Anderson in the 15th place spot. And also Hal Amy, who had some bad luck there early on, is in the 16th place spot. He is alive here. And we are going back. We are going green as we speak. Pace car dipping off here before too long. And the pace car dips off, and 19 of Starcher finds that gas pedal immediately, and the green flag does fly. Great restart by 19 of Andy Starcher here, and we are now rolling with 28 laps remaining. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with 28 laps remaining, with 101 laps completed, we'll take another commercial break here this time around. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pit Light 125. That's the Pit Light 125, round 8 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series, brought to you by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And for all the viewers out there in the chat, thank you very much for tuning in. We hope we're putting on a good show here tonight, and also the drivers here tonight as we race at Kentucky Speedway for the Pit Light 125, where we are under caution, and the caution involved, or the incident involved, Caleb Daniels, Garrett Robinson, Steve Dutz, including Adam Eisenhower, including actually Jay Pryor as well. But they were able to go down pit road to get that damage fixed. And under this caution, only one driver stayed out. Actually, let's see, 4 drivers stayed out. Well, majority of the field did pit in. But drivers who stayed out include Andy Starcher, Gary Woolbott, Joshua Gillen, and Eli Green, including Matt Ridgway as well. So 5 drivers stayed out, while everybody else did decide to go down to pit road. Where we are now, back 1 to green this time around, still being led by Andy Starcher, Gary Woolbott 2nd, Joshua Gillen 3rd, Eli Green 4th, and Matt Ridgway rounding up the top 5 this far. And once again, these top 5 drivers are the only drivers who have not pitted in under this caution. So they'll be having they'll be having 7 laps more on their tires and tanks compared to the rest of the field. This could be a good thing, this could be a bad thing, but all the best when it comes to these drivers. Fingers crossed for them. Gonna see exactly how things play out. 21 lap shootout coming up. Curtis Vollmer, fingers crossed.
Yeah, looks like Gary on the inside there, Andy on the outside. It's going to be interesting. Both of them, you know, a little older tires. Looks like we got a little bit of damage, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Those guys behind with fresh 4 tires, they're going to be eager and want to go. So when you watch them, they're going to jump big time. Watch, here we go.
As we exit turn 4 this time, the pace car dips off, and Andy Starcher immediately finds the gas pedal, and a battle for second place between 7 of Woolbott and 13 of Eli Green. But Eli Green will take over the second place spot away from 7 of Gary Woolbott, and Woolbott falls back in line so far. Woolbott's machine, the Valvoline, has seen better days, Curtis, but so far he's still doing an amazing job. Actually seems like it's struggling to get up to speed.
Yeah, that was a close call there. 77 to the inside. Gary's on the outside. You know, them fresher tires. Those are the cars to watch for. Here he comes now. Watch that 26 on here. He comes. Look at that run. 3 wide now. 40 coming in. 77 on the middle. 7 on the outside. 26 looking for a spot. He can't figure out where to go. Diving into 3 or 1 to 1 here. Here we go. 33. Oh, big contact into the 26. Spinning around. They go. Big wreck.
Oh man, yep, the 26, Steve Dutz is around. Oh, he gets T-boned, and an even bigger wreck as a chain effect. Let's see, that it involved also 94, Gary Helmlinger, Hal Amy, 78 of Jeremy Rigney got a piece of the action. But let's back it up on Steve Dutz and see what happened.
As we see from Steve Dutz, oh, he gets a little bump there from the 33. Adam Eisenhower involved. He goes around. And, oh, the 94 T-bones him. So let's get another look here from the blimp view. But unfortunately, a little contact there from the back from the 33 of Vern Markheim. Gets the 26 around. Causes a big chain reaction. The 86 Adam Eisenhower getting involved in that. Some of our fastest cars of the night getting involved.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, starting in the back, you know, it's tough coming back. I don't know if he already used his backup car, but, man, that was a hard hit. The 33 right into the back of him. Cautions, breeding cautions.
Yeah, and so far only 19 laps remaining. It is go time this far. Once we go green, the glass will be off for some of these drivers. And, you know, here, Curtis, with the Pro K&N Series, unlike the Track Series, it does not have a Chase Series. So basically, it's just pretty much a 15-week race season. So with that said, we actually crossed the halfway mark last week. Well, half of this week, half of this race too, because 15 races, and this is round number 8. So I'm pretty sure it's go time for some of these drivers who are racing for championship.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of good cars, too, got caught up in that. There's a lot of banged up good drivers out there.
Yeah, Gary Woolbot here, Vern Markheim, Jeremy Rigney, Damian Crump, Garrett Helmlinger, Steve Duthal, Amy, all down pit road. But up front still Andy Starcher, Eli Green, and Joshua Gillen, including Matt Ridgway, deciding to stay out again this caution. Now having, let's see, they'll have 13 lap older tires compared to the drivers who pitted in under this caution. But again, some drivers who pitted in last caution are deciding to stay out during this caution, namely Adam Eisenhower, Brian Wasserman, Caleb Daniels, Tommy Amasi, Wally Tiaheimer. We have Timothy Hamlet, Vern Markheim, Jay Pryor, David White, Garrett Robinson, Thomas Jowers Jr., Dakota Craig, Jason Anderson, Rick Mason, Andrew Riley, Leonard West, Jeremy Rigney as well. All these drivers did pit in during the last caution that we had. And looking in the chat, there we have Chris Gillum. Chris Gillum in the chat. Welcome back, Chris. It's been long, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. And Curtis, last time you had checked, we had 28 drivers on the racing on the lead lap, but now let's see, only 25 drivers on the lead lap, with one driver, the first driver lap down being the 102 of Hal Amy in 26th.
Yeah, we've had quite a few cars get caught up in quite a few different accidents here. We got a lot of damage on a lot of these vehicles. You can see even up front here with Adam, he's got quite a bit of heavy damage there. Everybody just trying to make it to the end here. I mean, it's going down to the end. You kind of got what you got at this point. You're just holding on for the rest of it.
And Curtis, you spoke of Adam Eisenhower's damage. Yeah, that machine, man, has seen better days. It has damage both in the front and the rear. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it looks. But, you know, from experience, these things are tanks. They can take a beating.
Yeah, a lot of these cars up front. It'll be interesting to see how much speed they got. You know, a lot of these cars will be, like I said, clean car wins the race, because it'll be all about that speed going down the straightaways.
Yep, it's good news for the drivers who are pretty much 10th place on back with brand new machines, clean cars, or in this case, cleaner machines. So we're going to see exactly how it plays out for drivers like Adam Eisenhower and the 10 of Caleb Daniels. As the lines of the pace car do turn off, we are now back 1 to green, still being led by 19 of Andy Starcher. 13 Eli Green starting right beside him on the outside. Joshua Gillen 3rd place, and Brian Wasserman on the outside line right behind 13 of Eli Green. And ladies and gentlemen, a 15-lap shootout to come. And Curtis, would you say this is go time?
Yeah, this is where, I mean, like I said, you got what you got. You got to hang it all out there. Take all, give nothing.
Absolutely, man. 100% take. That is 100% take and 0% give. This is the time of the race when you actually start breaking those hearts and breaking those friendships, because now winning is very important, especially for the drivers who are going for the championship, trying to dethrone the first ever champion, Hunter McDaniel. We are exiting turn 4, going green this time by right behind the pace car with 19 of Andy Starcher.
Yeah, here he goes on the inside. He's going to get a good restart here. He's holding them up, holding them up, holding them up. There we go, green now. Look, checking up. They're big. Oh, they're wrecking. Here we go.
Oh man, yes, the big checkup on the in the back of the pack. Actually started up front, but then for the own back, that will stack up the field back there. But then it's good news for the front pack. But 40 of Joshua Gillen to the inside of 13 of Eli Green, side by side. Eli Green gonna try and go to the inside of 19 of Starcher. Yes, he will, side by side for the race lead between Eli Green and Andy Starcher as we speak. And Eli Green came from dead last to 2nd place this time around. 3 wide off turn 4. Yes, 40 of Gillen to the inside, 13 of Green in the middle, 19 of Starcher on the outside.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that momentum on the high line, that's where it's at. That 40 is good down low, but the 13 sticking on the outside. 40 down in the apron. He getting loose. Caution's out.
Unfortunately, that's going to involve the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, as we're going to go back to the great broadcast replay. Take a look what happened to Adam Eisenhower here. Is he was running with Jay Pryor, contact between him and Jay, and he goes hard into the outside. Same with Jay Pryor. Heavy damage to both machines there. As we take a look here from the blimp view, 4 wide into turn 1. Doesn't usually work out very well here in Kentucky.
Oh no, it does not, and very unfortunate for all drivers involved in that, and one driver getting the worst end of that deal, the 8-0 of Jay Pryor, with some heavy smoke from the rear end, but not to worry, he is on pit road as we speak, and we just hope that he still has his one of his 2 backup cars, so he can be able to finish the race with a running engine with only 13 laps remaining here this time around. And we have lost one driver, 25 of Timothy McBrayer, retiring for the evening, and Adam Eisenhower as well on pit road. Actually, we had 3 drivers smoking, so that was Jay Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, including Garrett Robinson, all smoking heavily, but they are finally able to get brand new machines.
Also on that restart, we had the 0.5 a violation. I'm hearing from NASCAR, and so that restart was under review, but there was too good a race, and I couldn't interrupt you guys.
Oh, no worries, man. And yeah, thank you there for the information. And yeah, Tommy Massey right now with some heavy damage on that machine. It has definitely seen better days. And you know, I should admit, Curtis, with 10 laps remaining, because we'll be going green with about 9 to 10 laps remaining in the race, and for those drivers who like to go from the back of the pack to the front of the pack, it's extremely difficult. It's even more difficult to accomplish that with less than 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, looking up front, it's anybody's game, really. You know, like I said, a lot of damaged cars, some that don't, so a lot of fast cars, and these guys are all eager to get up there. So we'll see. I don't know if we call this the last wreck, but hopefully we can get it green and we can get some good racing in.
Yeah, as one driver got the wave around the pace car, the lucky dog, the 102 of Hal Amy from 3 laps down to 2 laps down. Now racing for position against the 30 of Kerry Cleaver. And we are now on lap 117 with 11 laps remaining. So the next time around after this should be the 1 to go mark. And we have Garrett Helmlinger on pit road as we speak. She's just now rolling off pit road. Oh, it looks like Garrett Helmlinger is out of backup cars, so he has no choice but to just keep that one, the one that he currently has. Oh man, yeah, that is quite a beat-up machine, and it is actually it's moving a little bit crooked, but it is still running.
Absolutely, we call that the crab walk. Watch out.
Yeah, as he gets too friendly with the wall off the apron of turn number 2 as well, and we also have Jay Pryor on pit road. Jay Pryor, status check. Yeah, Jay Pryor still getting towed. Actually, the driver is out of the machine, so it's safe to say he too is out of backup cars. He has no choice but to just stay on pit road and let his pit crew work on it.
Yeah, tonight's definitely going to shake up the points for sure. There's a lot of people trying to, you know, battling to get up there. It's real tight in the 5th through 10th, trying to get up in there. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out after tonight's race. A lot of wrecks, a lot of good drivers.
Yeah, absolutely right. And you talked about it there, Curtis. You talked about how staying up front always pays off. Well, it's good news for drivers like Andy Starcher, who's been up front pretty much all race long. Not a single incident on his part.
Yeah, and old Steve. Remember when I told you they, staying from the or trying to come from the back to the front? I mean, I've watched Steve a couple times. He's been wrecked. He's battling back to try and get that top 10 position. He's sitting in 12th right now. Andrews. I mean, all these cars back here in 12th, 13th, 14th, they're all banged up, but they're looking to try and get that top 10 finish.
Yep, and 1 to green this time around. A 9-lap shootout coming up, still being led by Andy Starcher with the help of the 40 of Joshua Gillen. 13 of Eli Green on the outside with the help of 77 of Brian Wasserman, going green with 9 laps remaining. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your seats. Put seatbelts on. Put 3 or 4 seatbelts on, because 1 or 2 will not be enough. So much action going on here. Hopefully you can keep up. So fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it done.
All right, leader 19, he's going to choose the inside lane. That's Andy Starcher. 13, Eli Green on the outside. Joshua Gillen and Brian Wasserman behind them. We'll see who gets the good run here. 19 is going to hold them up here, just following Pace Road. Tighten in the field up here. This could be for all of it right here. This is what everybody's looking for, the good restart here. And there you go, the green flag's out. 19 gets a good run.
Yeah, great restart by Starcher indeed. He will actually left right as soon as the pace car hit pit road. Actually, before it hit pit road. And the 40 of Joshua Gillen right inside of the 77 of Brian Wasserman to his inside, side by side for third place. Oh, they make contact. Brian Wasserman the outside line. Oh, man, he smacks the wall. And he will go from third place to the back of the pack in no time.
And here he goes, 13 on the inside, but the 19's got the outside. He's going to get that run going. The 40, he's sneaking up in there. Oh, he turns him. He turns him. The 40 takes the lead. Caution's out.
Man, with 9 laps remaining, yep, Andy Starcher. They're nice save by him. That's very unfortunate for all drivers involved. They're not going to see exactly what happened.
As we take a look at the Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, we're focusing on the 19 of Andy Starcher's contact between him and Eli. Andy goes down into the grass there, keeps it off of the wall, but unfortunately he's going to lose a lot of positions with that caution.
Yeah, looks like the 40 got to the wall a little bit. He may have a little bit of damage as well from that. He's going to come out the leader, it looks like.
Oh man, unfortunately we've lost one more driver. The 33, Vern Markheim, an amazing driver as well. Very unfortunate. Had some bad luck here tonight. We look forward to seeing him again back next week as we travel to New Hampshire, a track with no banking.
Yeah, you want to talk about a flat surface, and there's about one line, and that's about it. So you want to talk about every position is going to matter. Pit road's going to matter. Qualifying is going to matter. That's going to be a rough one.
And Curtis, we thought passing here is difficult. Wait until next week.
Yeah, this is the warm up. This is the warm up for the big show tomorrow or next week.
10-4. Yeah, as we see right now, one driver gets to wear around the pace car. That's the 30 of Kerry Cleaver. Kerry Cleaver back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down. I believe Kerry ended up losing connection early on and went multiple laps down as a result. As right now we'll be coming, I was going to say we're coming to 1 to green, but nope, I was wrong. We're going to be having a 4 to 5 lap shootout to the checkered.
And that was the 13, so he will be held up. He's getting a black flag. He will be held up on the restart after here.
Yeah, very unfortunate for 13 of Eli Green there. Very unfortunate. And yeah, these things, the nose of the cars are on they are on the long side. So basically, you might not be able to know how close you are to the machine in front of you. And that's exactly what happened between the two drivers. Was a 40 Joshua Gillen first, Eli Green second, Caleb Daniels third, Wally Tierheimer fourth, Dakota Craig 5th, Timothy Hamlet 6th, Steve Dutz 7th, Matt Ridgway 8th, Rick Mason 9th, and Brian Wasserman in the 10th place spot, rounding up the top 10 drivers. And next flag does end the race. Curtis, next flag ends the race.
Yep, and I'll tell you what, they're going to hold the 13 up. He's going to get a black flag, so they're going to hold him up on pit road. So, you know, the big winner of that, everybody moves up, just slides up one more spot. But we're going to go green before any of this happens, so watch out when he goes down a pit road. Maybe that a caution will throw. Hopefully it doesn't, but definitely coming out of the wire here.
Yeah, that right there is especially good news for drivers like Timothy Hamlet, who will be able to now be in the top 5. At the same time, the 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. will be able to now become a top 10 driver. Well, he's currently 11th, so he'll be able to go one spot higher to 10th place, and same as Timothy Hamlet from 6th place to the 5th place spot. So top 5 and top 10 rounders. What's the word I'm looking for here? Can't find that word, but you guys get the point. But speaking of Thomas Jowers Jr., he is currently in the 11th place spot. Some heavy damage on the Oreo machine that has seen better days, but still determined to get the job done. The lights of the pace car do turn off. We are 1 to green. A 4-lap shootout coming up. Next flag ends the race. What that means is that it's either the checkered flag or a caution that will end the race. But either way, next flag ends the race.
So the 13's on the outside, 40 to the inside. The 75 is going to be looking for him to go down to pit road. It's going to be real busy on that bottom line. Well, it'll be real interesting to see what happens.
Yep, and restarts were very important all race long, but now this is the most important that there will be all race long this far. And Wally Tierheimer new to the top 5 here with only 5 laps remaining, but off turn 4 going green for the final time as we speak. Yes, that pace car dips off and Josh was still holding pace speed. He finds the gas, but a green flag is out. The 10 of Dennis, the inside of 13 of Eli Green, 98 of Dakota Craig on the inside of the 75 of Wally Tierheimer, side by side. Steve Dutz is with the inside of Wally Tierheimer, side by side.
Yeah, great restart by the 40. Looks like they're holding up in the back. Like I said, that 13, he's stuck up high. He's going to have to hang out. This may cause a lot of congestion. Here we go.
Yep, he's going down a pit road here before too long to avoid getting disqualified. And here as we speak, we have the 49 of Timothy Hamlet here, a new top 5 driver behind Wally Tierheimer. Yep, actually, yeah, that is right, behind Wally Tierheimer. And as we speak here, 26 of Steve Deuce on the inside of the 10 of Caleb Daniels. But the more these guys battle, Curtis, the more Joshua Gillen smiles.
I was going to say, how about the 26? He's still battling all the way back up to 2nd. He's looking strong. You know, I don't know, they're running out of time, but look at that. Here we go. Now they're battling for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But how about that 26 car? He's fast tonight.
Oh, he is. And surprisingly, this is only his 2nd race with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Pro K&N Series. And he actually won his first race with us this season. That was very impressive and definitely showing his true colors here tonight as well. Currently in the 2nd place spot and 2 laps remaining here. 2 laps remaining. Next time around is the white flag. Actually, this time around is the white flag. Yes, Joshua Gillen crosses the start finish line for the white flag. And this is the final lap of the evening.
And we got a battle in the back here for 9th and 8th. Looks like 77 and the 44 he takes to the outside. Brian Wasserman, they were battling good. They had a good 2x2 going to the back.
Yep, also a battle for the 4th place spot here between 49 of Timothy Hamlet and the 10 of Caleb Daniels, side by side. Caleb on the inside, trying to propel on the exit of turn 4, but 49 of Shiflett on the outside of Hamlet, sorry, goes the outside. Oh, he will overtake 2 drivers, both Caleb and Wally Tierheimer. Did he make it stick? Oh man, not quite. Very, very close though. So Joshua Gillen brings it home and challenged. Steve Dutz 2nd, Wally Tierheimer 3rd, Timothy Hamlet 4th, and Caleb Daniels rounding up the top 5. What a heck of a race, heck of a finish. What a heck of a race once again. And congrats to the 40 of Joshua Gillen.
Yeah, great race. Great finish there. Good battle towards the end. These guys gave it all they had, and you know, what a good race, what a good finish.
And we interview the top 3 drivers and a special guest, namely Joshua Gillen, Steve Dutz, Wally Tierheimer, and their special guest. So please stay tuned, and that special guest being the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. And right now, let's enjoy the show by the 40 of Joshua Gillen as he smokes it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, joining us up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth are the top 3 drivers, Joshua Gillen, Steve Dutz, Wally Tierheimer, and our special guest here, the 19 of Andy Starcher. We're going to start with tonight's race winner, the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Get a go up there, Josh.
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, man. I'm so happy to get this win.
Oh man, I can only imagine, and we are very, very happy to hear about that. We're very, very happy for you. And Josh, we talked about you having a turning point this season, and it definitely has been a turning point so far here into this season, and that is very, very good to see. Very, very happy for you, having more good luck than bad luck than usual. Well, man, tell us about your race tonight.
Oh, man, it's been nerve-wracking. I went from, I think I started 16th or 15th today. I just could not qualify. I don't know what it was. I couldn't get a good lap going. I pretty much did the same thing I did last week, man, honestly.
Oh, most definitely. And then how were you able to adapt to the new build here on iRacing?
Honestly, I just kept watching everybody else running around me. You know, I try to, faster they're able to run, more than likely I'll take that line with them just to see how I would do. But it seems like more middle to the upper line worked better for me.
Oh, 10-4, man. Well, very successful night on your part here tonight. 16th place to first place, gaining 15 spots overall, and definitely defining what a turning point is like, or what a turning point looks like and should be, and that is very, very impressive. And Josh, tonight you had Kentucky Speedway, but next week going to New Hampshire, a flat track, no banking whatsoever, which promotes a lot of single file racing at the exact same time. You have to be able to set up drivers accordingly so you can be able to benefit yourself. So with that said, what are your expectations for next week?
Honestly, I'm hoping I can come out and do the same thing this week, or at least it's another top 5. I think this is 2 or 3 in a row now.
Yep, sounds about right, man. We look forward to you living up to that next week at New Hampshire. Well, Josh, before we go celebrating, final words.
At the beginning of the stream, I got one of our drivers that raced with me in K&N Series, the 85 Brandon Dalton. He had lost his dad this past week, man. I had dedicated this race to him at the beginning of it, and I'm so glad I could pull it off for him. And I also got to thank Kobe's Eye Paint. They've been there for thick and thin for me.
Well, congrats on your success here tonight, and great thing you're doing. And we are sorry to hear about Brandon Dalton's family situation. And Brandon Dalton, if you are there in the chat, man, we are all with you. We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and everything will be okay. And ladies and gentlemen, let's keep the Dalton family in our thoughts and prayers so they can get through this tough time, and we will get through it as one. Well, Josh, congrats on your success, and see you again next week in New Hampshire. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
And that was the 40 of Joshua Gillen. But next in line is the 26 of Steve Dutz. Second race, second success. Get up there, Steve.
Hey, guys.
How you doing tonight?
Good. Start up front, went from the back to the front to the back to the front, back to the front. Oh, my gosh. I'm surprised I even got second.
Yep, so much rubber band action going on your part here tonight. Well, that went on your part here tonight, and you were able to win your first ever race with the Pro K&N Series here with the Extreme Motorsports 99, and having the exact same success, just one spot lower in second place, still in the podium. That is still a win in my book any day, but that was a heck of a show on your part. Give us a rundown on of your experience tonight.
Yeah, the car was real good. Put the baby on the pole. It was a pretty fast lap. I could have done a little better in 3 and 4, but I guess it just wasn't our night tonight. Car was fast everywhere. It was good on the long run, good on the short run. It's just I got into some trouble, but that's just the way the racing is. I'm telling you, it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Oh, most definitely. And Steve, talk to us about the looseness of the machines.
Well, it would get real tight if you would overrun the car, but in the long runs it would end up getting a little free every once in a while, but it was pretty easy to manage.
Oh, copy that, man. Very, very glad to hear about that. Well, great to see you come back for a second race and second successful race on your part here tonight at Kentucky Speedway. We look forward to seeing more of you. Actually missed you last couple of races, but it was good to see you back here tonight at Kentucky Speedway. Well, Steve, before we go celebrate, any final words you'd like to say or shout-outs?
I want to say thank you for you guys up in the booth, all the fans that are watching on the stream, my mom, my dad, my brother. I know they're out there watching at some point, but I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Wally. He's great, knows what he's doing. So.
Well, Steve, congrats on your success again here tonight. We look forward to seeing you one spot higher next week at New Hampshire. Go celebrate. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And that was 26 of Steve Dutes in second place, but next in line is his teammate 75 of Wally Tierheimer, second place in points as of this race. You go up there, Wally?
Yeah, I do. How you doing, Sean?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good after that race.
Well, Wally, tonight we did not see much of you for more than half the race, but then towards the very end, you somehow found fifth gear. You made the right moves and found yourself on the podium yet again, and a successful night on your part. But tell us about your experience tonight.
Well, I started out 11th, and then I moved up to 7th within the first couple of laps, and I had a good run the first run, and I felt comfortable. I have not been up to speed on these new pit graphics, and the pit crews confused me for some reason. I missed my pit stop like 3 times, maybe 4 times. I was long 3 and I was short 1, and it was I had a heck of a time in the pits. And luckily, I kind of made my way through, and I didn't get really further back than about 16th or 15th, but I just I was kind of staying in there for most of the race, and then I slowly started moving up the last about 30 laps, and I was going to be happy with the top 5, and I got a podium. I'm just real happy, and I want Steve to come racing more, because last time he raced, he won and I came in second. This time he comes in second, I come in third. So I'd like to see him come back next time and win, and I'll come in second again.
10-4, and like you had talked about there, man, you had some difficulties you had there, just pretty much adapting to all the changes here on iRacing. So changes in the machine's handling at the exact same time. Those animated pit crews. But it was amazing seeing your appearance here tonight. As usual, Wally, you have improved, man. You've really come a very long way when it comes to iRacing. You used to be a rear to mid-pack runner, and now you're a front runner, and no questions asked when it comes to that. And Wally, next week, you're traveling to New Hampshire, and this week, you were second place in points. What expectations for next week?
Well, I think I should probably leave this week in first place, because Travis didn't race tonight, but unfortunately next week I will not be able to race. I'll be out of state, traveling for business all week next week, so I'll just have to use one of my drops and hope to see how it sorts out, and come back in a couple weeks.
Oh, copy that, man. We're glad you were able to make here tonight's race. We look forward to seeing you after next week's race, and hope that the business trip goes as planned. And also you have Martha in the chat. Wally, any words for Martha?
Oh, geez, I just can't tell her how much I love her. She's my mom. She likes to watch. She's #1 fan. She likes to watch the races, and I appreciate her being out there. And I like to bring it home in a podium finish for her. So, and I also wanted to thank the Bandit Motorsports team we got down here with Chris and Steve, and Chris Voiles, Steve Dutes, and Kerry Cleaver was out there with us tonight too. So we had a lot of fun in there.
Well, congrats on your success here tonight, Wally, and see you again after next week, after your business trip, the next track after next. So have a good one, buddy. Go celebrate, and see you again when you get back.
All right, Sean, thank you.
And that was 75 of Wally Tierheimer finishing third. But next in line is our final interview, the 19 of Andy Starcher, our special guest, the alien of the evening here tonight. Get up there, Andy.
Hey, how are you guys this evening?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little frustrated, but that's racing. So.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, we do definitely feel your frustration. So much hard work on your part. You did start up front and stayed up front all race long. And it was very, very sad to see the sudden turn of events there towards the very end of the race. And Andy, we noticed that you've pretty much been a driver who keeps a low profile all race long this far until tonight's race. Something had changed. Just about that.
Well, normally I try to start in the back and work my way up if possible, try to avoid the wrecks. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And tonight I had some members of Extreme was helping me. One was crew chief and one was spotting for me. And they were like, you need to try to qualify tonight. So in practice we worked a little bit on the line, and I was lucky I pulled a fast lap and was able to qualify third.
Oh, 10-4, man. Congrats on the success when it comes to that qualifying time. Definitely an amazing time indeed on your part. 31.307. And man, you were a very, very fast driver, very, very unbeatable. And Steve Dutz had his hands full up there. So did Joshua Gillen, 86 of Adam Eisenhower. We look forward to seeing more of that. And, speaking of your strategy, all season long, you starting in the back and trying to avoid wrecks, which doesn't seem to work out like you had talked about. But tonight, it worked out for the most part. You starting up front, you stayed out of trouble pretty much all race long until the very end of the race. So does that encourage you to qualify more often?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to start really, working on qualifying laps and qualifying up, at least in the top 10, top 5 preferably. Of course, I guess everybody would probably prefer to qualify in the top 5, but work on that, work on the Q laps and try to get some fast laps. I think that'll keep me in front of the incidents, which is a good thing.
Oh, copy that, man. 10-4. Well, congrats on your success here tonight. All race long, you led a lot of laps up there, and you were definitely very unbeatable. One of the fastest machines out there, and that was amazing seeing you dominate tonight's race. And we look forward to seeing you again next week at New Hampshire. Well, before we let you go, man, any final words you'd like to say or shout-outs?
Well, I'd just like to thank you guys at Dre Broadcasting. You do a really good job. You portray Extreme really well, and everybody that races here, their families and friends really enjoy watching the broadcast. So, it's great that, something that we're doing on our computers and simulating a race, we actually have, people broadcasting it and putting it out there and letting, family and stuff watch. So we appreciate that. And I'd like to thank Extreme as well. This is the first league that I've been a member of. And so far, I'm glad I come here and I made the right choice. I think it's a great league. I think it run professionally, and just overall a great place. A lot of good guys. So I'm glad to be here, and also my team. I'd like to thank Don Kidder for spotting for me tonight. John Houston for crew chief and helped me a little bit with my line before the race started. Helped me be able to pick up a little bit of speed. So thanks to those guys, and hopefully just come back out next week, get another good qualifying lap, and maybe we can get the win next week.
And this is Andy Starcher, the 19, finishing in the 18th place spot after dominating all night long tonight. And we will see him on the podium again next week at New Hampshire. Have a good night, buddy. Go celebrate. You earned it.
Thank you. You have a good night.
That was 19 of Andy Starcher. Well, that rounds up all the interviews here tonight. Joshua Gillen winning his first race tonight. Steve Dutz second, and Wally Tierheimer third. And our special guest, 19 of Andy Starcher, finishing the 18th place spot after having a heck of a race all race long tonight. Very, very impressive. And we had a special guest up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth, ladies and gentlemen, 48 of Curtis Vollmer from the Camping World Truck Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Curtis, man, we were glad that you were able to come up here, the Dre Broadcasting booth, and help us here with the side-by-side action, play-by-play going on. So much action to keep up with. It's very, very difficult, but you were able to, even though this was your first time, you were able to do quite well. It's very, very natural to you. So once again, man, thank you very much for your help, and we hope that you enjoyed it.
You bet. Hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, the Lowe's 48 Chevy's gonna look fast tomorrow. We're looking good, feeling good. So, like I said, thanks again for letting me come up here into the booth and and be a part tonight. That was fun. But yeah, tune in tomorrow. We got a great show for you.
Yep, Curtis, you already have 1 win under your belt so far this season, and something tells me more wins to come from you as you guys get closer and closer to the chase. And once again, see you again tomorrow night on the podium.
Yep. We got real fast cars. Zach's looking fast. He's leading us, but I'll tell you what, we're not letting them have it. We're going to go get it.
Oh, absolutely. Gonna go fight until the death. And that friendship will be out of the window in no time. And ladies and gentlemen, this was 48 of Curtis Vollmer once again from the track series, a special guest up in the Dre broadcasting booth. And we were very, very glad to have him. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night again, Curtis.
Yep, thanks again. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, that rounds up the interviews and the last interview with the 48 of Curtis Vollmer here, a co-commentator with us up in the Dre broadcasting booth. That was a heck of a race tonight. I'm very, very speechless. The Pit Light 125 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N Series, round 8 of 15. Well, the next race is going to be tomorrow night with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping Road Truck Series. The title is the Buckle Up in Your Trucks 225. That's the Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, the next broadcast is going to be next week with the Pro K&N Series, the United 70. That's the United 70 at New Hampshire. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras, and check out the ExtremeMotorsports99.com on their website. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.